Doctor Who Season 2 just recently ended, so I'm going to do a tier list ranking every single episode. Some really good episodes here, and also some big stinkers. There's a couple stinkers in here for sure. But alright, so we're going to be starting off with episode 2, Lux. This is by far one of my favorites of the season. I do think we could have stuck around in the animation style a little bit longer. We got them popping out of the screen to see actual Doctor Who fans, which I know that's a little controversial for people, all the fourth wall breaking. I kind of like it. They do it a little too much. I gotta say, it's a little too much, but I do enjoy it. I thought it was done very well here as well. It could have been a lot stupider than it was. The bad guy this episode was amazing, especially being played by Alan Cummings. I love Alan Cummings. Big Spy Kids fan over here, so anything Alan Cummings I'm here for. So all that being said, I really dug this episode, especially it being like, we got Robot Revolution, spoilers, that was a great episode, going right into Lux, that's a great episode, then we go right into The Well. Really good run going here. So I'm gonna put this in A tier. It's not quite S tier, it's not, you know, the best episode of Doctor Who of all time, but it's a pretty fun episode. I had a great time watching this one. I really enjoyed myself. I do want to mention too, there is some theories that this entire second season was actually supposed to be with Ruby, and there was some behind the scenes drama, and they had to get rid of her, and they cast Belinda, and that's what is kind of all messy. And there's some stills you can find online of the animation style when they all become animated in this episode of the Doctor and Ruby. Now those could just be tests to see if they like the animation style, and when they commissioned the tests, those were the Doctor and the companions, so they just did that. Or it could have even just been the artist picked to do it that way. Like maybe they didn't know who was going to be playing Belinda at that point. But that is a little odd that there is those images online with those theories already going around. Kind of makes it seem likely, especially with the ending with Poppy. That would connect back to Space Babies, and it would just make a little more sense. So I don't know. I don't really have a good ending to that. I just thought that was very interesting to add on to this episode. All right. Now we're going on to the finale of the season. The regeneration into Billy Piper. The Ronnie gets eaten. Omega is a big monstery man that eats the Ronnie and then that gets blasted back into hell. I gotta be completely honest. The two-part finale, my least favorite parts of the season. It's very jarring, and you could tell the reshooted ending. Like, the story is just very different. It feels like two episodes merged together at some points. Very fun concept with the Wish world and Conrad's world. Very WandaVision-y / Westworld, so I did really enjoy those bits of it, but I think overall the execution of this finale just wasn't the best. I love the regeneration though. The way it ended and is where we're kicking off going to, that excites the shit out of me. Even though I know a lot of the internet isn't really here for Billy Piper, it's kind of like half and half right now. I'm totally here for it. So as much as I didn't like this episode, this is going to be a C tier episode. She might not be the Doctor either. She could just be Rose. She could be Bad Wolf. She could be, you know, there's a lot of options here. I really do like the theory that the Doctor disappears and then she appears in his place. So there's theories out there that the Doctor is going to be missing, and we'll see her searching for the Doctor all next season. I do want to point out, though, she is wearing his clothing. They do swap clothing, so I think it's just a different regeneration style we're seeing. Yeah, I don't know. She hasn't even actually officially been announced as the 16th Doctor either, and there's the whole weird credits thing, so I don't really know where they're going. But just the fact that Billy Piper is back, that really excites me. But yeah, this is definitely a C tier episode. Almost D. If it wasn't for the Jodie Whittaker scenes and this regeneration and Anita being in this finale, basically just the cameos, which is kind of a bummer that those are the only parts that I latched onto, it'd be a D tier. But because I really did enjoy those moments, I can't put it in D. Robot Revolution here. This was a great start to the season, I thought. Ultimately confusing now because Belinda had roommates here, and then she doesn't have roommates in the future. She has a kid, Poppy, and her mom's there. Very odd. I also saw there's a deleted scene of Belinda's dad that was supposed to be in this episode and was also supposed to be in the finale, kind of tying in her dad's situation. So it's a little odd now thinking about this episode, but just thinking of this episode as its own thing, I really dug it. I thought this was a very fun episode. I love the robots kidnapping Belinda, bringing her to Belinda Chandra, the world. Her incel boyfriend that was like wanted to control her life ended up controlling the entire planet. All that was very fun. I thought it was very fun, very Doctor Who, and I really enjoyed this episode, so I'm gonna put this in B tier. Now we're on to the Interstellar Song Contest. This is one that I was a little scared going into, because in the beginning of the season we got teased episode 3 and episode 6 are the big spoilery episodes. Watch out for those ones. Crazy things are gonna happen. And ultimately, I mean, I kind of wish they didn't tease them, because not that crazy. Nothing that wrapped up this, like, the craziest thing in this was probably Susan's return, and that led nowhere, you know what I mean? I mean, we did get Dugadoo out of it, so that's pretty cool. that bumps it up at least 1 degree up here because we got Duggadoo. No, it's a very fun episode. I did enjoy myself watching that episode. I enjoyed making videos on that one, but I don't know if it's one I will rewatch really ever. I don't know. I've seen every episode in this season twice because I watch it by myself to do videos and then I watch it with my family, and I just don't know if I'd watch it again. So thinking about it now, I did enjoy it. I think it's a fun episode. I did enjoy it more than the finale. I wish there was a in between B and C, honestly, but so that I'm gonna make this a B tier. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't all my cup of tea. Now we're on to the story and the engine. This one, my first watch of this one, I was kind of on it. I enjoyed some of it and I didn't enjoy some other bits, but then when I watched it the second time, didn't have to take notes for it, just got to watch it and enjoy it. I really liked this episode. All the hints with the fugitive doctor stuff was really cool. Now I did think that was leading to her actually coming back in the finale and stuff like that, and that didn't happen. But other than that, with the poppy teas, and it just felt like, oh, we're getting somewhere with this. And then not only that stuff, just all the barbershop stuff as well was very fun. I loved them telling their stories, and it appears on the wall, and just everything there. The big old spider that they were feeding the stories to. Just some very fun Doctor Who sci-fi. This one is also going to go into B tier. I enjoyed it. It's definitely probably my highest in the B tier. This is another one that I wish if there was one in between A and B, it'd be right there, Next, now we have The Well. This one is a sequel to Midnight. I think this is probably the biggest episode of the season, the most well received. I saw so many people talking about this one, and it actually was positive. Most of the other episodes seemed pretty negative online. It is also kind of crazy too that entity is out there still. Like, that's out there. Mrs. Flood is out there. There's a lot of things from this season now that are just out there that can possibly come back, which is pretty neat. I am curious if there is a plan to bring back this entity or not, I love good horror episodes of Doctor Who, so this one is high up there on my list. This is going to be our first S tier of this season. I really, really dug this episode. Midnight is one of my favorite episodes of David Tennant, so when I knew we were getting a sequel to that in this one, I was very excited, and I just thought the way they did it was very fun. Now we are on to Wish World, the first part of the 2-part finale. There's a lot of this I like as well, like the opening with the Ronnie, then a lot of the stuff with like Conrad and Unit, and a lot of that I just don't really give a shit about. So it's kind of, this is the first part that I was like, oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this finale. And ultimately, all the stuff that I didn't really care about here ended up not really meaning anything in the finale as well. So I gotta say, I think this is probably a D tier episode, to be honest. I honestly think this is probably my least favorite of the season. All right, so now we're on to the very last one. We're on to Lucky Day. This is the Doctorless episode we got this season. It's all about Conrad, all about Ruby. I thought this was going to be my least favorite of the season going into it. We had Robot Revolution, we had Lux, we had The Well. It was really going strong, and then we're going into Lucky Day, where the Doctor is barely going to be in it, and I knew this writer is the guy who's writing War Between the Land and the Sea, so I was just already like, oh, I don't really care about that show, and it just felt like it was going to be bad vibes. And by the end of it, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought everything they did here, this is probably their best use of Conrad. I really love the reveal, too, of him, like when he reveals himself to be fucking with Ruby the entire time. It's all about basically a prank on her to get into Unit and to prove that they're not real. And then it all leads to him actually getting tracked down by the Beast, which, thinking about it now, they probably should have used that Beast to help take him down by the end. I feel like that would have been helpful, but maybe Unit didn't think of that. I also really love the ending, where the Doctor just lays into Conrad and is like such an asshole to him. That's a very good moment. Shooty had some good angry moments as the Doctor. That was a good one. So I honestly think I gotta put Lucky Day in B tier as well, which is kind of crazy because I think that means this is a B tier season. Looking at everything here, we got 1 S tier, 1 A tier, 4 B tiers, a C tier, and a D tier. Way more positive than negative. There's only 2 bad episodes in my opinion for this season, and it's obviously just the 2-part finale. If the finale was different, if that 2-part finale was how they originally intended, which was Susan watching Belinda and the Doctor at a club, or they were partying at the end, she has Poppy, and the whole season was going to be them searching for Susan. But that got rewritten because Shooty quit, or they had a falling out, and now it is weird because they're kind of painting it as this was the plan all along, but clearly it wasn't. So yeah, that just kind of fucks up the finale, unfortunately. But I gotta be completely honest. Most of the time, finales suck. It's all about the journey getting there. That's the fun part. And then finales ruin it for everybody. And I'm trying not to let that ruin it just kind of happened with The Last of Us. I'm trying not to let that ruin my experience with TV shows. But all right, let's get through this one more time. Let's just recount everything. So we have The Well as S tier, Lux as A tier, Robot Revolution, Interstellar Song Contest, Story in the Engine, and Lucky Day all in B tier, Reality War in C, and Wish World in D tier. But yeah, that's my tier list ranking for Doctor Who Season 2. This is actually the 3rd Doctor Who Season 2. So if you want to see me tier list rank the other 2 seasons, the other season 2s, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll surely do that. Thanks for watching. Let me know your rankings in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys next time.